Took an F450 frame, a 79 crew cab body, a 12 valve Cummins motor, a ZF6 transmission to make this. Welcome to Wrench Fest Garage. Today we're back on the Ultimate Ford dead side Cummins. Last week we had it running and driving, but there's still lots of stuff left to do, so let's get after it. The first thing we're going to tackle is this shifter right here. As you can see, it's in low right now. It's basically hitting the seat right here, and it's way too close to my leg. I've got an idea how to fix that, so let's get that problem taken care of so we can move on to the next one. This shifter is held on by 2 bolts, so it basically has a little stub shifter that comes out of the transmission and this longer one that comes down. So some of you might be wondering why I just don't heat it and bend it. Well, these ZF6 transmissions have like a rubber isolator inside here, so you can't heat them, you can't bend them. They are pretty much what they are. So we're going to go down a little bit lower on it, and I'm going to put a piece of 1/4 inch plate in there, and I'm going to bolt it to the bottom stub and bolt it to this top shifter, and then hopefully make some adjustments on it, or be able to make some adjustments on it. So first thing I got to do though is pull it off. There's basically 2 bolts on the bottom right here. Pretty simple. This boot's in my way, but other than that. Now I have had the idea of just completely building a new shifter out of like maybe some 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch round stock, but I'm going to try this first, see how it works out. If it doesn't work out, then we'll go try something different. Okay, that's the little stub shifter right there. That's how it connects there. So I'm going to put a piece of plate that'll go from here to here, and then hopefully be able to adjust it more, something like that. I don't know what gear I'm in. There, I think that's neutral. So that should be about a happy medium. Like right there would be perfect. I don't know if I can get that much angle, but we'll try it. We'll see what it looks like. Yeah, that might work out. Kind of ugly, but it's not pretty. And so I'm basically flipping this shifter around. So it was designed to go in a groove on the bottom part here, but what I'm doing, I'll flip it around, so it'll actually be backwards. I'll have to flip the shift knob around. But anyway, it'll sit flat against that. It'll bolt on there. And hopefully we can get it exactly where I want it. I'm going to start off by drilling 1 hole in there, so I can kind of mount it on there, and then I'll be able to adjust back and forth kind of where I want it. See how it's hitting right here? It's not going to allow me to adjust it at all. I think that's right though. I just think I got my hole in the wrong spot. Not really sure how I did that. Alright, I can do a couple things here. I can take a little bit off that corner so it will roll, or I can drill another hole. One of the two. I think I'm just going to grind a little bit off this corner right here. I got my hole a little bit too close, so it's not letting me kind of roll the shifter where I want it to. So I'm going to take a little bit off this corner here, and hopefully that'll take care of it. Okay, how is that? That's a lot better than it was, but I think I got to roll it back just a little bit. I want it as close as possible to me, but not so close that it's annoying. Now it's hit my leg. What I need to do is roll it this way, and that with this method that I'm using, that's virtually impossible unless I put that on the other side. That might give me a little bit better if I put it on this side. I don't know, let's try it. I'm just gonna trim this little corner off right here, give us a little bit more clearance. All right, that's low, so I've moved it out from the seat a little bit. So I think I need to loosen that, push that forward quite a bit. All right, and that's 6th gear. I think that's doable right there. It's not gonna be too close. It's close, so it's not too close. What do y'all think? Does that look good?
Does it feel comfortable, like you don't have to reach out too far for 6th?
I don't think so. It's kind of a compromise. I'd like to roll the whole thing that way, but that's gonna put 6th gear clear over there. It's not, it's kind of hitting my knee, but not really. It feels weird because I'm used to it right here, you know, because that's what it's been for
The whole day?
for the whole day I've drove it. I think I'm gonna come back just a skosh. Okay. That's where it's gonna live. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure that boot's even gonna work, but it might. Ah, get up there. In the wrong spot so long, it just feels weird for it to be kind of where it's supposed to be. So in the Super Duties, the shifter sits clear like up here, but obviously we've moved it back a mile. Okay. See how bad I tore it. Not too bad. Ooh, that looks nice. That looks weird, actually. I guess it'll work. It's weird though. This doesn't feel like it. Flip this around. Ah, now it's perfect.
Now it doesn't feel weird.
Now it's fine.
Now you know what gear you're shifting into.
I don't know. It'll work till I decide I hate it and build something else, but for now it'll work. It'll be much better than it was. This is the steering column for this truck. As you can see, it was originally an automatic. We've obviously switched it over to manual transmission. So we've got some extra parts and pieces in here that we don't need. So there's a couple of options here that I've thought about. Obviously just get rid of it. There's still gonna be some stuff kind of attached to it. And the other thing that I thought about doing was hooking up the fuel shutoff to it. So just kind of a trick way to shut off the truck. On these trucks, they don't need anything electrical to shut them off or turn them on. They have a valve or a lever on the side of the injection pump that will shut the fuel off or turn it on. So I thought about just hooking a cable to the other side of this and then shutting it off, like that would be off and that would be on, or vice versa, whatever. I don't know, it was a thought, but I think I'm just gonna tear everything off of it and see what it looks like. Okay, that was all there was to that.
I thought that was going to be a whole thing, and it sure wasn't.
It was just hanging by a thread. Let's be honest.
Hey, you should make that into the shifter knob.
Should we do that?
Well, not that high, but...
Well, it's got to be above the dash or it ain't cool.
All right, yeah.
All right,
like
there you
that.
go. Yeah.
Attach it to the rubber like that.
Nah, I don't think so.
How are you going to know if you're in drive now?
I don't know, but there's a lot of dirt and stuff underneath here. Guess that's what happens when, oh. All right, well, that looks cleaner than it did. I mean, you can still tell it was an automatic. Whatever. Now that I've got this shifter fixed, I want to actually drive it and see how I like it. I'm not sure that I'm going to like it, but I don't know. Let's give it a try. See if this thing will start. Oh, by the way, I got my gauges working on this. I actually had the wires backwards, so I had my oil pressure going to my temp going to my oil pressure. So when I started this up, my temp started crawling up. So I kind of got frustrated and just pulled the gauges out while we drove it last week. So, but I know this motor doesn't overheat and it does have oil pressure. So I wasn't too worried about it, but it would have been a good idea to have gauges. But anyway, here we go. see if the brakes still work. Oh, I fixed the fuel leak too. I'll double check on that before we. I forgot my goggles.
They're gonna blow away.
I should have tilted it back a little bit. Would have been a lot better. I think it's a little bit too far.
Is it better than it was?
It's way better than it was. But it just needs to be. I was afraid of getting too close to my leg, so I put it forward a little bit. I don't know, I don't hate it. I think I'm gonna leave it like that for a while.
Now if you think about it too much, it'll never be exactly where you want it
to
be. I'm sure
like it's workable. You can still adjust the seat. That's another thing, because it's in low right now. And I don't know, I don't even know how to adjust. Oh, that seat goes back. Okay, if the seat was ever all the way forward, which it won't be while I'm driving it, but you never know. So that gives you just barely enough room. Yeah, but if it's all the way back, it's, yeah. All right. The next thing we need to address is the four-wheel drive shifter. It's there, it's installed, but I just need to cut the floor out so I can get the full length of the four-wheel drive shifter. So I'm gonna go to cutting that and cutting basically my new floor. But I'm gonna cut that out and see if we can get it shift into 4 low and all that fun stuff. We just cut out the floor for the shifter, and now we're going to see if we got 4 low. I know it works great in 2 high. I guess I never really shipped it in 4 high either, but it will shift into 4 high. I'm not quite sure we're getting it into 4 low, so let's give it a try. It's 4 low. Oh, that's perfect. Can you hop out and see if the drive line's moving? While I back up, that should be 4 high there.
Yeah. It's moving. It works.
How about now? Go forward.
Yeah, it's moving.
Well, cool. Now we know the 4-wheel drive works. A few videos back I said that I just tacked all my body mounts. Well, it was kind of a lie, because the front body mount I fully welded, and now I'm regretting it because I've got this big gap right here on this fender. So I need to actually cut that body mount off, or some of it, so I can adjust it. So the front of this needs to go down, so it'll kind of clean up this gap a little bit, close it up a little bit. Some of it is actually the door. The door can go like this, just maybe a little bit, but not a lot. But yeah, I gotta drop the front of that down. So I'm gonna cut that mount and then re-weld it. That's the way she goes sometimes. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this grill just so I have better access to that mount. We just kind of put this on with 2 bolts, so just for show, kind of for mock-up purposes, I suppose. All right, we've got horrible access here. I can barely get my grinder in there. I got pretty good access on this side, and I might be able to hit it this side with this grinder, but it's still gonna be a challenge.
Remember when you said don't fully weld stuff?
Yeah, don't fully weld stuff. Now I'm paying the price for fully welding this, and yeah, it sucks, but we're gonna get through it.
Gotta learn it the hard way.
Gotta learn it the hard way. It's not gonna be easy. We'll get through it. We got a cherry picker drug over here. I'm gonna use it to lift up the radiator support a little bit so I can get the grinder under there a little bit better and take the pressure off of that so when I cut through it, it doesn't bind up. We got this cut off. Hopefully we're closer to the correct height. It's kind of a mess, but we'll get it straightened out. But the problem is here, well, maybe I can push that bolt down. But I got to get this up high enough to get this piece out here. It's really hot. Can't get no swing. Yeah. Okay, so we're taking the fender off. All right, set that fender aside, assuming that it's unbolted. See if we can get it up high enough. Oh yeah, would you look at that there? Come on, sweetheart. Give me, before I rip something to pieces here. Can I say a bad word now?
No.
Dang it. Down maybe? We've got this body line squared away. Now I want to clean up these fenders. All these little rivets and stuff that used to hold the chrome on. Because I don't have the chrome. I don't have enough chrome to do it anyway. Anyway, I want to get this out of my way so I can string a line again with no interference and see what it looks like. Got the string all strung. It looks really close, but kind of looks like it might be going like this, just a little bit. I'll do some tape measure and see what a tape measure says. It's close though, it's real close. If we put the tape measure at 3 inches on that body line, then it measures 1 3/8 inches to the center. Come back here, do the same thing. It is dropping just a little bit, because that's closer to 1.5 inches. This is going to drop even more. That's pretty close right there. That's like 1 3/8 area. What does the back one say? That one says 1 1/8 inches. So it's kind of hard to say. It's hard to judge because none of the body lines are perfect or anything like that. Where I'm stringing off of ain't perfect from the front to back. It's within 1/4 inch. So do we just call that good and run it as is, as long as the body lines kind of match up, as long as it kind of looks normal? Or do we try to fine tune it a little bit more? I've said this before, these old trucks from the factory, the body lines weren't all that great. So to try to improve on them, especially with my skill level of body work, may or may not happen. So we might just have to call it good enough. I don't know. We'll mess with it for a second. Another thing we're fighting here is I think this body line actually goes down like that. Because if I measure from here to the top of the bed, from this body line to the top of the bed, just kind of eyeballing it, it's a little less than 6 inches. It's probably like closer to 5.5. And if I come clear to the back and eyeball it, that's closer to 6. So it drops down maybe 1/4 inch. Just this body line here from the factory. It's just the way it is. So that's another thing that I'm kind of fighting here. I'm pretty happy with the way it is. I got that body line better. I'm going to worry more about the vertical body lines than the horizontal body lines right now. I'm going to worry more about the vertical lines right now than the horizontal lines, but I'm pretty happy with it overall. It's dang close. So we're going to call it happy with it for now. I've got to do a little bit more trimming on this mount right here. As you can see, it's already hitting the mount, and I've got to get a plate underneath it. So I just need to trim this one side right here and then build another one of these so the whole thing sits down. I mean, that's how much I cut off. So it wasn't horribly bad, but just bad enough to make that fender look horrible. So we're gonna get that squared away, and then I think I'll be happy for a minute. I got the body mount squared away, so now it's time to start on the body work, or the rest of the body work. So let me show you what we're up against with this truck. First thing we got to do is scrape all this paint off to see what we're working with underneath. It's pretty obvious I got some rust on these doors, especially on the bottom of them. Some rust going on here. I got to finish patching this hole. I've already done a lot of work to this door because it was in the same shape this door was in. So I just need to finish patching that hole. And I got a big old dent back here I'd like to straighten out a little bit, and there's a lot of dents on the bed, but I don't know if I'm going to fix them. Might just leave them, just kind of go with the patina look. So the water's leaked in on the back window, and there's rust all on the bottom of the back of the cab right here, and we need to address that. Also, this door is pretty much done, pretty much good to go, and this door we need to strip it. You can see there's some Bondo up here from some dents and stuff. So yeah, we'll dig into them and see what we got.
Six and a half hours later.
Well, I guess that's the end of the video. Tune in next week. There's lots more to see. Look, it's almost not yellow. Almost.